In the fall of 1994, 312 years after LaSalle claimed the Mississippi River Basin for the Kingdom of France, 191 years after the Louisiana Purchase, and 57 years after Père Lorentz documented its importance, we traveled the length of our continent's greatest waterway.
If you are visiting the Shrine of Our Lady of the Rivers for the first time, you may want to know exactly where you are. The river in front of you is the Mississippi. To your left,
But it's always, there's a certain aura about the river, and about, I think, every town on the river. It links, the river links the culture and the people. Even back 1860,
railroad, but you never really heard much about
all the other towns,
the packet boats, which brought a lot of people, a lot of immigrants came up through steamboat. The U.S. mail was handled on steamboats. Freight
come down the river
it
to
provided
New Orleans
it
to sell
kept everybody,
wares.
kept farmers in business because
it's an analogy for life in itself.
River runs right on beyond the southern boundaries, right on into Ohio or Illinois or wherever.
And by the end of it, it's a lifeline.
It goes back like the Mark Twain's riding down him
their entire lives and died on the
as you
river.
see over there, the Delta
At a certain point
steamboat,
in
and
America,
that's what it means to me,
was
you know.
the lifeline
And
for
I like to
life
go down on
and
the boat
for
one
a lot
day
of people
and just
wouldn't have
ride
been
down
able
and
to
go
survive,
state to state.
and
That's
obviously
something I never did.
whatever we are today probably wouldn't have occurred if it wasn't for the river.
Along the river's banks, we approached the natives and asked the question, what does America need?
In my days, when I started farming, our neighbors, we worked together. That's what made fun. That was fun.
There's no such thing as brother helping brother anymore.
We always,
You know, back, I can remember the time whenever, in the 50s, that if somebody's house burned over there, everybody in the neighborhood, everybody in the country that found out about it would carry clothes, furniture. They'd almost set them back up. You know, they'd have a place to stay.
need help, my neighbors will come. We always push. We've never no money exchange. Never no money. It's just all help exchange.
Volunteer work, yeah.
Yeah, and then, well, we had a good time by doing it.
Now we hardly know our neighbors.
And now I don't even know my neighbors.
Nowadays, they don't care. It's just the morals are gone.
Now I don't even know.
You know, your house burned now, everybody sit around and say, well, old John's house burned last night. I bet his ass is cold today. Excuse my
We hardly
language.
know our
And
That's
neighbors.
just
now
what
I don't
people don't
even
care
know my
anymore.
neighbors.
They don't have
We
that,
have no neighbors.
that in-touch
But we're
feeling.
comfortable
But we
here.
still got
At one time, I knew everybody on that street, but I don't know a third of them on there anymore.
Got away from the back.
I believe in the golden rule. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you.
We really are poised for adversarial relationships. You know, we're aware of
gotta
our
change.
who we are.
People have got to change. They've got to have a better belief and a better attitude.
And wishes are,
And find ways to overcome some of these problems and quit worrying about it being the other guy's fault, being the blacks' fault, being the Jews' fault. We need to lighten up. I mean, we're getting.
Sometimes you can't
far
hardly
many things.
send that to your neighbor, don't neighbor kids.
You can't say nothing tonight, you know, everybody can come together.
Kid don't want to.
That's all that
hurt you and their parents.
We have little tolerance for new ideas, for different ideas, for conflicting ideas.
that's not
We spend so
where the
much
future
time
is. The future
attacking
is in understanding one
and,
another despite of our
complaining
diversity
about what's
and
wrong
our
with other
differences
people
as
and
being
other
one people
philosophies,
and looking out
that
for
we
the
do
other,
nothing
trying
to work together
to
and
help
make
that
things
person.
better.
You know, remembering that will be a source of enlivened community in our American life.
Sometimes you can't hardly send that to your neighbor kid. You know, they're just so bad. You can't
Sometimes
send that
instead of
to them.
asking mother and daddy where the children
Kid
are,
don't want
sometimes
to
you better ask the
hurt you
children
and
where mom and daddy
their
are.
parents don't want to go.
13-year-old kid with a gun. Where the hell's mom and dad?
Well,
you know,
the
the
whole
whole
system
system
is kind of like set up for failure.
fact that families
you take
that
single
are
family homes,
starting out now, the needs to establish a home and so forth requires both parents working, and that's breaking up the family connection between them and their youngsters.
My generation, there was no gang gang warfare.
I work law enforcement, and I see a lot of kids, you know, and, kids kind of pick up on what the parents are doing. You know, if the parents are just sitting around waiting on that check
gunfights
every
and things
month,
like
then
that
the kids see that as a way
now
of
you go
life,
in these
and they're
big
not
cities, all
exposed
you
to
have is gang fights, gang fights.
So they pick up
and all
on
you hear
tradition.
is
I mean, you see one family move out of one project and move to another project. I mean, that's their world. Their world is limited. They need to be exposed.
So much killing going on. Need help.
Cut down on some of the violence on TV. I mean, that right there is teaching the kids a lot. Kids today know more than what kids knew 20 years ago at the same age. And you have to deal with that.
And stuff like that. Other than that,
I think you should have better judges. Put the people in jail that need it. I believe in the golden rule.
No,
do unto others as you want them to do unto you.
Gets convicted
And if
right
they
away.
put them away, then they won't have so much murder going on.
Get back to the basics where a family.
They don't want to get involved, and to me, that's what has to happen. People have to start getting involved and start caring and trying to fill in for what's missing.
Do a thing until the individual has a responsibility.
The Mississippi River is a natural path for our expedition. The topography of the region and the structure of our method documentary is complemented by its anatomy.
It's a good place to meditate.
I can imagine it as a metaphor for American life, that we do move around a lot as a society, and we all live the.
Like the river, we seek a course to carry our cargo, our ideas. The waterway has talked to us about its strengths, its depths, its widths, its floods, its currents, and its natural diversity.
They say it's like a stream that you can step across.
Our lives converge much as the river does.
America has grown and changed, and the river is a keeper and muse of America's history. Out of this sediment, the Mississippians form a human mouth of our country.
But if they could get back that, and like I said, as far as the government, if they could get back to some programs that would create jobs, that's what they need to concern on.
Jobs for people.
More jobs. And,
if you got a job, if you don't have anything, you're going to seek what you can get. You know, you're going to try to survive. That's just a natural instinct, you know, to try to get what you can to survive. And you're going to do whatever it takes to do it. You know, if it gets down to it, you have to go in the grocery store, steal a banana to keep them starving to death, you'll do it. Well, as time went by, you know, of course, machinery replaced the man. So then it left the man without anything to do. That's all of it in a nutshell. Technology
took control of America, man. They don't have any values anymore of life, and they won't even provide jobs and nothing like that for American people. They won't do that. They leave us out here with nothing, man. That's what they do. And so people talking about rehabilitation. Rehabilitation is drinking. Rehabilitation.
And the economy is the study of survival of a nation as a whole with respect to the financial side of financial status.
The word I'm looking for, Joe, is technology.
Technology just sunking.
But that's what caused great change when a lot of the industries shut down inside this country, the major industries. That's what caused a great shift in the economy, because the government didn't realize, didn't stop realizing when they shut down those major industries. That's why those billions of dollars worth of taxes are educated, and
people here should learn, get degrees that allow them to do something.
Sense of job hunting. Right now, the homeless is out there. They know the homeless is out there. Why not build a big building, put them all in there, make them work for a living?
Actually, what they should do is like they did when Roosevelt have CC camps for these young people to get into.
They leave us out here with nothing, man.
Recreation like that when they're young.
Really controlled by these people. And they don't have no idea what's going on. Once they get to the state capitol or to D.C., they have no idea what's going on in the rest of the country.
Many of the people in Congress are crooked as hell.
America needs peace, man. harmony and happiness, man. And
the rich people are getting richer and the poor getting poor.
You know, for all the war equipment,
rehabilitating, man, because
quit picking on people wouldn't have to spend so much money.
They don't have any values anymore in life. And they won't even provide jobs and nothing like that for American people. They won't do that. They leave us out here with nothing, man.
The country needs to turn around, and the American people have got to take more interest in what the hell is going on, and if necessary, march on.
Everybody united as one. You know, politics, what I feel, politics is something to keep everybody divided.
It's all over the country. If you read and listen to people, not only from here, but people I come in contact with who are from other parts of the country, they have the same feeling that your government is becoming too centralized, your constitution is being
politics on the state and federal levels. And I think what we need in this country, and I think it applies entirely from coast to coast, is we need more people to go vote. We need more people.
I guess what we really need is a good sales.
I think this goes
To
from
sell
the
the
small
American
local
public
level right up to the national level.
I find that the most dangerous thing happening in our country right now is the far-right conservative notion that their way is the only way. And I see them offering nothing constructive, only things destructive. They want to tear down, and they don't want to build up. You might say that the liberals were doing the same thing back in the 60s. Somehow we survived that. I sure hope we can survive this.
With my choice right now, man, I'm gonna tell you one thing, man. If I had a choice right now,
This is on tape, you know.
I know, I can see that now. I can see that now. You right up on me too, huh?
Well, you got to, you know.
But life should be better than what it is here, man.
each element as they come together. There goes another choo-choo. Is that the 4 o'clock? The site is massive, it's 45 acres, and there's a range of potential in terms of starting something from scratch and working with the Brainerd community as a whole. It was very rugged and dangerous work here. Trains coming right next to the human body. Anything could go wrong at any time. So here in the boiler shop, we're reflecting on the notion of the workers coming together. They are a common, unique unit. And so we're aligning the 35 workers in a grid format with the architecture itself. I like working with very simple elements that will later turn into something greater. We built several models to begin with, and several of the models were very small. They were very elemental and very simple forms. First began with initial trestle shapes, and then added more, and then added more, and then added more. One side of the trestle has a very high-pitched A-frame with what's known as sway braces. And so we had to move up the X shapes and cut out the center so that people could walk down the center. This notion of the weather and the effect of the weather, the air, the wind, the breezes coming through the trestle. I knew immediately I wanted some sort of sound piece right when I came to the complex, but also in thinking about the greater spaces. I was thinking in terms of the etherealness of the space, the sheer dynamics of the space, but also distorted sounds that you would hear within the space connecting with wind or roof sounds or garage doors opening or the train movement coming in and out of here. From the start, what originally was going to be a singular outdoor sculpture shifted to something much larger over a period of time. For the Northern Pacific site, it's bringing in waves of phone calls, it's bringing in people that want to lease the site and use it in various creative and artistic ways. I think it was a success for me because it pushed me to go beyond my previous works, not only as a visual artist, but as a painter, sculptor, now perhaps becoming an artist using large-scale sites and venues. Minnesota artists need to be listened to. We have an incredible amount of highly talented artists. They just need a little push by the media, and if done so, their careers would open up. We need to be out there sharing each other's stories and supporting one another. That goes back into the notion of the trestle workers being individuals, but yet together as one.